What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm making a video on the Soundstream Reserve V2. Now I'm going to do a little bit of a comparison between that and the Diamond Audio radio that I have in the Street Glide, just to give you guys a little bit of comparison on the two radios. Now I've had the radio and the bike over a month now. I've got well over 3,000 miles of riding with the radio. The only thing I'm not going to touch on here, in case you guys tuned in this video for it, is the headsets. I don't use headsets, so unfortunately I can't review that part of the radio for you. The other thing I wanted to mention is I have no affiliation with Soundstream. Actually, I have no affiliation or sponsorship by any companies at this time. I'm open to it though, if there's somebody out there that wants to. But I paid for it out of my pocket. I bought it from Lifestyle Cycles. When the radio came out, I was going back and forth about buying it. There's another company that that's very prominent that sells these radios that I'm not very fond of them, and I'll leave it at that. I don't choose to do business with them. So when it came out, I saw that Lifestyles had some in stock. The day they released the radio and everybody had them, I ordered it. I had it the next day. No issues with it. The guy actually called me, reached out to me when I ordered the radio, asked me a couple questions about why I didn't order a Maestro module. And, real good company. That's who I bought it from. That's who I recommend. So that said, I'm going to turn the camera around. We're going to get into the radio and... I'll go over some features with it. This is just my opinion on the radio. I think it's a pretty good radio. This is a hard video for me to make because I couldn't stand the previous two Soundstream radios. When they first came out, I had high hopes for them. I bought the SI version of the original Soundstream, or actually that was like the second version they came out with the gauges. And I had no luck with that radio. I had noises in it, like little electronic noises, static. Sounded like aliens were inside the bike. People are saying, you don't use the RCAs, use the high-level outputs. Why did I spend over $1,000 on a radio that comes with RCA outputs just to not use them? To me, that didn't make sense. I think there was something in the radio that fell a little short. Whether or not I'm right or wrong. Some people have had luck with it, but at any rate, I'm making the version on the review on this radio, and I really like the radio. I'm thrilled with it, just to, give you a little teaser of what's to come. So let's turn the camera around rather, and get into the video. Gotta love that screen. I don't know how well it's showing up on the video here, but you can watch how fast it connects to the iPhone real quick. Very good. So one of the features I really love about this radio is the hand controls. You can navigate the whole Apple CarPlay plus the radio with this. I don't even have to touch the screen if I don't want to. So we'll go to the Soundstream homepage. Boom. You could navigate everything. Select through sources, navigation. We'll start off with the navigation, I guess. So it's got the built-in navigation. How well this is showing up. And it works really well. I used it a little bit on the way back from Sturgis. It's a little glitchy right now because we're in the garage. It's looking for the GPS signal, but you guys get the gist of that. So we'll go back to the home page. So the GPS, one of the things I don't like about the GPS is the way you have to enter the destinations. As you start typing in the destinations, your choices for cities, they just go away. So we'll go set destination. I'll go back here. Let me see here. We got to back. New route. So you get to type in a zip code. You know, we'll go what I know, Plainfield. See, it says Crystal Lawns, Joliet, Minooka, Plainfield, etc. So we'll select that one, and then you start typing in the street names. And as you we'll go route 59. So as you start typing in the street names, it eliminates, you know, the other letters, which sometimes when you're trying to enter a street name that you know is there, sometimes it just doesn't doesn't allow you to do that. So you have to go back in, you have to eliminate the zip code and start with the street name, which to me is just, you know, I don't know. This is the way the GPS used to be before the smartphones came out. So I'm assuming that's just the way this one was designed. But at any rate, it works good. I had no issues with it. It was identical in arrival time and miles and everything, positioning to the Apple Maps and Google Maps when I used it. Then we got gauges. The gauges work great. I have no issue with that. They you know, they worked good on the SI as well as the V2. I had no issues with the gauges. Let's see. Surprisingly enough, the radio, which is pretty shitty, I don't have an antenna on it right now, but I had the antenna on the way to Sturgis. It actually worked halfway decent. I was really surprised because most of the radios don't really work, but it worked pretty good. Another feature I used on this is, let's see, where is it? Oh, down here. Okay, so we got daytime and nighttime. I can't figure out how to make that automatic. I have to keep switching back and forth to that, which I didn't really care for. I wish there was a way to make it automatic, and if there is, somebody let me know. And you got your EQ, which is, you know, pretty basic. And then you have the audio settings. You can go in, you could set a subwoofer crossover, front and rear, which is nice if you don't have a DSP. You have the digital equalizer fader. It has an amp turn on delay built into it. If you guys have any popping when you turn your radio on, if you're using an amp. Volume settings. You can adjust each source individually. I think it's +5, -5, something like that. And then you could do the main volume setting, Bluetooth. Gives you a lot. There's a lot of options in here. Bluetooth devices, microphone gain, high, low, medium, which is nice. I put the microphone down here in the speaker. I was able to talk to somebody at like 20 miles an hour. They couldn't hear me really good, but it ended up, you know, working. Like if I'm sitting here and talking to somebody, it works just fine, which is nice. You know, if you pull over and you want to ask Siri something or something like that. Like I have my phone connected to it, and normally if I said, "Hey Siri," it wouldn't do. Hey Siri, never mind. If I did that, normally it wouldn't work without the microphone plugged in. But you know, sitting here with the, you know, no wind noise or anything like that, it works pretty good. So even if I was to sit here and make a phone call to somebody on the side of the road, let's say, I could actually do that. Date time, it actually has a option for a rear view camera. I believe that they're coming out with one that plugs into the rear light, which is, you know, I don't know, it's not something I'm going to utilize, but it's nice to know that it's available. But I just wanted to make this quick video because I see a lot of people asking about, which radio is good, which radio is better. So that's the part I'm going to go into right now. All right, so now I'm going to do a little talking about the Diamond radio versus the V2 radio. I just want to say I don't hate the Diamond radio. I've had it in the bike, for about a week now, and I sat out here for hours messing around with it. I don't like the DSP in it. I'm just gonna go right off the bat with what I don't like, versus the V2. But the V2 doesn't have a DSP, so it's kind of unfair. But the screen on that radio is nice, but it's small. I like the bigger screen on the V2. The Diamond falls short on the screen. I mean, that's just a no-brainer. There's no way they can fix that unless they come out with a different version of the radio. So for me, the bigger screen is nice. It's bright. The Diamond radio is bright. It's not as dull as some other review videos have said. So I wouldn't, if brightness is your deciding factor, don't listen to that other review. The DSP on that is very basic. It gives you crossover, it gives you time and delay, it gives you 6 RCA 5-volt pre-outs that you can customize. Doesn't have to be a subwoofer. You could use all 4 of them for full range, or 6 of them for full range if you want to. The part I have a problem with is there's no independent gains like you have on a standalone DSP. Now, I'm not sure why they did that. Some people will say, oh, well, you can use the gains on the amplifier to negate that issue. But once the fairing is all sealed up, I don't want to have to take the fairing off if I want to make a little adjustment and in a channel or something like that. So having the individual gains is nice. Now, when it comes to the crossover on the Diamond radio, you have a crossover in the Soundstream radio as well. I didn't really get into the crossover on this because I have a standalone DSP on it, but I'm pretty sure it's way more adjustable than the one in the DSP on the Diamond radio. Now, the thing that drives me nuts about that is once you go past 100 on the high pass, it goes straight to 200, 300, 400, which to me, I don't understand why you can't. If I want to set the front speakers to 120 hertz and have my gains higher, or not the gains higher, but if I have higher power going to the speakers, typically you put the crossover higher and it allows you to put a little more power to the speakers. Can't do that because now I'm limited to 100 hertz on the crossover on that Diamond radio, which to me it's unacceptable. You made a radio, you're touting that it has the first built-in DSP, and then you neuter all the features on it. To me, I think it has a little bit more to be desired. I've seen other installers, including NVS Audio, use a separate DSP with that radio, which is fine. If you're putting a big stereo system in, I think you need all the adjustment you can to get the bike sounding good. Every little bit helps. So as far as the DSP, if you're buying that radio for the DSP and you're doing, mid basses in the bags, 6x9s, or 8-inch lids, lowers, uppers, that DSP is going to fall short for you, in my opinion. So as far as buying the radio for sound quality, both of these radios are great. The Diamond radio, flawless, has a 5-volt output. The Soundstream radio has the 5-volt output as well. No issues with that. I tested it. It came out, perfect. I could go full volume, no distortion on the O-scope. So that was good to go. I was happy with that. I want to give a shout out to Soundstream, who they did reach out to me because I asked some questions on the radio, and they're asking questions about how to fix this. You know, what can we do to make it better? And they've been putting out updates. The CarPlay glitches where the CarPlay just, you know, for whatever random reason just disconnects. It's getting better and better. They're working very hard on it. And as far as customer service, I've heard people have a hard time getting a hold of people at Diamond. Whether or not that's true, I'm not verifying that. I'm just saying what I've heard on Facebook. But Soundstream, they've been phenomenal. Every time I've reached out to them with a question, they've had an answer for me. And you know, like I said at the beginning of this video, it's very hard for me to go back and say, hey, you know, I like something. But I'll admit when I'm wrong. I'll admit when, you know, I was hesitant about this radio. And, you know, I bought it, spent $1,800 like the rest of us that bought it already. And, you know, I was fully ready to just say this thing's a piece of crap and, you know, send it back or sell it to someone else. But I was proven wrong big time. It's a great radio. It's, you know, I won't say it's a humongous upgrade from the factory radio, but in my opinion, it sounds a little cleaner than the factory radio. You know, people will say, oh, the GTS radio is the best. It sounds the best. You know, it's all a matter of opinion. I will say one thing about this radio versus the GTS radio, if you're looking for more comparisons, the volume goes up faster on the factory radio and has more of adjustment in between low volume and high volume. The Soundstream seems to, you know, you turn up the volume between where it starts to get loud and to full volume, it doesn't seem to matter much in between. You don't hear a lot of difference. You know, I'm just gonna guess at the numbers here. Like when you get to about 15 or 16 on the volume, from 16 to like 30, it's like almost no difference. So, but it's nice, so it doesn't go up really fast and blow your eardrums out. So, you know, that's just a little minor detail, but I figured it was something worth mentioning. But thanks for watching. I appreciate, you know, if you stuck around for the whole 15-minute video or however it turns out to be. I appreciate you watching. If you wouldn't mind, please subscribing to the channel. I'm trying to, you know, get a nice subscriber base, so I'm motivated to make more videos and create more content for you. I have one more video, well, the last video in the series of the stereo system that I put in this Orange Road Glide that I gotta make still. It's just, it's been a summer-long series of adjustments and, you know, adding some equipment and changing some equipment around and, you know, just really dialing it in for my taste. And then I'm gonna make one more video and share that with you guys. And then from that point on, you know, I'll just be coming up with review videos, all motorcycle content for the most part, accessories, whatever comes along. I'm gonna make a video on it. I do install, so occasionally I put out some videos on different bikes that I've done, and you know, we'll go from there. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks.